feeling cold against your skin. Running through the chaos, letting all the sin. Temptation in a bottle, ready for the night. Craving for the thrill, it's time to ignite. Dark desires burning bright, echoes in the dead of night. No retreat, no looking back on this heart attack.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Sorry there is no notification for tonight. I got caught up reading something to do with a different case, and then I was like, "Hey, isn't it 1 o'clock?" And I looked at the clock time, and it was like 2:30, and I was like, okay, I'm a little late." So sorry about that. I was trying to get through this bloody document. It's like 1,000 pages, and I just forgot the time. I was like, I thought we were hours earlier, and we weren't. And I know it happens to the best of us. How are you all? Good to see you. I got a story that I really, really want to talk to you about. Actually, two. One, there's the trial for sort of like the disappearance of Maya going on. I want to talk about that very briefly, but I want to talk about this because I think it's like it's not a story we haven't heard before, but it's a story that I think is happening just far too often, and it's just ridiculous. The fact that now this is something a lot of people, a lot of women as well, have to worry about is a little shocking. Hold on, I'm trying to set this up. Like I said, I was running behind. Okay, normally me, who's always got everything planned, was running behind. So, all right. So I don't know if you guys heard this, or well, you most of you probably would have not have heard about this if you're not from Australia or even Sydney, maybe. But this is shocking. I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna take you out to this one and then this one. Yeah. All right. Hey guys, how are you? Good to see you. Hope you're having a great Thursday. Actually, this weekend is a long weekend here in Victoria. It's a King's birthday long weekend. King's birthday right now. So it's where we all take our ceremonial swords and we head into the city where we have a statue of the king, and then we all have to point it towards the sword and, you know, swear our allegiance to the king. You know, we have to do it once a year. It's the sort of Commonwealth thing. All right, that's not a real thing. All right, that's not a real thing. We don't actually have any ceremonial swords. We don't have any. That's not a real thing. We don't go into the city and have to do that. That's not a thing that we have to do. I want to talk to you about this though, because is it just not safe to go in any type of rideshare? Do we just get rid of rideshare altogether? It's really just horrible. This girl, 17 years old, right, was on her way to work. So she called a rideshare. Down here, it's called Didi. There's a different one. It's not Uber. It's not the other one. It's called Didi. I don't know if you guys have it in America, but we have it here. Well, she was calling this rideshare to go to work, and during the middle of the trip, this guy stopped the car, climbed into the back seat with this 17-year-old girl, and R-worded her. I mean, is there anything people are like young people, girls in especially are allowed to do in life? It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So this Mongolian national, I'm not even going to pronounce his name. His name is like a lot of letters, and Ping struggles with normal people names. So I'm just going to put it in the chat. Ping's terrible at long names, but here's his name here. There you go. You try. You tell me, how do you pronounce it? It's Ama Beyaz Garland and Yondoloidoi. Yondoloidoi. I hope so. I hope that's even one pronunciation close to it. But they're saying here that the teenager ordered the Didi ride early Tuesday morning before the driver allegedly stopped the vehicle in North Sydney, climbed into the rear of the car. Police will allege the 50-year-old driver sexually assaulted the teen. They're saying a crime scene was established by officers attached to the North Shore Police Area Command and investigations commenced. And they're saying that they understand that this guy continued driving for Didi and picked up passengers following the assault on that 17-year-old. So he just sort of did that and was like, wow, what a great morning. Let me continue to go pick up other people like it was nothing. That poor girl, man. 17 just trying to get to work. It's ridiculous. Here.
Police have swooped on a rideshare driver accused of sexually assaulting his teenage passenger on Sydney's North Shore. Reporter Emily Francis joins us. Emily, what happened here?
And a 17-year-old girl ordered a Didi driver to get to work in North Sydney on Tuesday morning, but when she was dropped off, immediately called police to report an aggravated assault. The driver, a 50-year-old father from Mongolia, was arrested at Sydney Airport last night. He'd been dropping off another paying passenger more than 24 hours after the alleged assault. In a statement, the rideshare service said the driver was immediately suspended from the platform following his arrest, but for at least the next month, the man will remain behind bars, facing what a judge described today as very serious allegations. He has no prior criminal history, but faces up to 20 years jail if convicted. I'll have more shocking details on this story in the news at 6.
Emily Francis.
So pretty brutal. I don't know where we go from this. We read about that one in San Francisco earlier this year where there was that guy that was systematically doing this. I don't know if this is more than one victim. It's just the one right now. But the one we had in, pretty sure it was San Francisco, that guy was like doing it systematically for years, going to a specific area where people would go to nightclubs and things like that. And he was picking up these women when they were alone and then assaulting them. In this particular case, I don't know if this is opportunistic or something like that. I've got no idea. But pretty brazen. Brazen, right? It's early in the morning. This teenage girl's just trying to get to work and he attacks her. It's just like, where is this coming from? Where are these boundaries and lines? Does being in the car make the offense seem more accessible? It's no real different than attacking a girl like jogging through the neighborhood. To me, it's the same thing. It's the same type of crime, really. One just involves a car and one just involves being out in a different public area. I don't know. Is it the control of having control of the vehicle? Is that what it is? I would have to speak to someone very much smarter than me to try and figure it out. But I would think it's got something to do with the control of the situation in the car. The fact that she doesn't have control of the vehicle in any way, but he does. I just don't know where that line is. Like, why do people think that that's okay? I I got no idea. But this guy, there should have been a camera in the car too. Most of these rideshare drivers often have cameras in the car too. The fact that we don't know if that's a thing or not, don't know. Hey, good to see you. We'll find out. I don't believe he's been in court as of yet. He was only picked up. What was this? He was charged this morning. He should have been in court already. Most likely they would have put him through the court this morning. Give me a second. I just want to see if he did go to. Probably would have been Darling. The court is Darlinghurst, probably the one in the city. Hold on. Yep. Let me just check if he went in front of the court this morning. So they're alleging that it's not only just a sexual assault charge, they're also claiming it's a kidnapping charge. So there does seem to be some sort of control of the elements going on, like with the car, because that signifies like deprivation of liberty, that type of thing. So who's messaging? Hold on. What's up, Kathy? Let me have a look. Okay. Hold on, guys. Someone messaged me. I just want to make sure it's nothing serious before we go on. No. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Kathy. I'll check it out after we finish this one. So they're saying here about 7:30 a.m. on Tuesday, police were called to Carlo Street in North Sydney following reports a 17-year-old girl had been SA'd while traveling in a rideshare vehicle in the North Sydney area. They established a crime scene, and what else did they do? They're saying the guy kept driving in the days that followed. On Wednesday, police swooped, arresting him as he dropped off a customer at Sydney International Airport. He was taken to Surrey Hills Police Station, where he was charged with aggravated SA and kidnapping. He was remanded in custody by the Bail Division Court on Thursday and is due to appear at Downing Centre Local Court on July 30. That's one, not Darlington. Downing Centre is the one in the city, where he will require a Mongolian interpretator. Interpretator? That lost all meaning for me for a second. It makes it more strange to me. You have someone who rightfully or wrongfully needs a Mongolian interpreter. Like, there's nothing here that says to me that this guy got in a cab and this 17-year-old girl was, you know, in any way asking for it. There's even a language barrier here. What were they doing, like sign language? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. It's almost like he just decided, oh, this young girl hopped in my car, I'm going to attack her. It is strange, really, really strange why he felt the need to do that. It makes me worried that there might be other young female victims that are too scared to come forward and haven't called it in. I don't see anything here about a call for other victims to come forward. Normally, they do say things like that if they think there is something. I don't see anything like that. Nothing that they're saying, like, if you've been in a cab with this guy, if you have any complaints in a similar nature, to come forward and say something. No, nothing like that. So we'll have to wait. He's not going to be back in court till July 30, so quite a while away. I don't know why it's so far away. Actually, it's like almost 2 months away. It's a long time. It's not like they need that long for a brief of evidence. Don't know. Maybe they're backlogged with cases, because a 2-month gap between that and an initial hearing is a long time. Well, I feel sorry for the girl. What a you're not going to trust anyone after that, are you? You're not going to be able to go to work. She's just why? It boggles my mind why men in general think it's okay to do this to anyone, whether it's male or female. Why? Provide the service. I was about to say, I don't think back in Mongolia, right, that they are like, this is what we do. You get a ride share and then you get attacked. Like, that's just how we do it in Mongolia. I don't think so. I would suggest that if you did that crime in Mongolia, you're going to find yourself in a prison that's probably a lot more troublesome than one in Sydney, Australia. So it's not that. I don't know. Someone much smarter than me and has a better psychological degree would have to chime in on why men in their 50s, which seems to be a lot of men in that age range seem to commit these crimes. Why, after driving this rideshare for so long, why this particular 17-year-old girl? Maybe it's right. Maybe we're right at the beginning. It's just opportunistic. You know, it's 7:30 in the morning. The girl's on her own. He felt like he could overpower her, and that's it. Like that's the end of it. Look, it doesn't say here whether this guy was a citizen or if he's a Mongolian national. Yeah, he's Mongolian national. So it means he's not a citizen of Australia. If charged with the crime and then he served a sentence for that crime, he would be automatically deported at the end of that sentence. So, should he see any jail time, he'll then be taken to an immigration center and then ejected from the country. I mean, at least it's one less creep driving rideshare drivers, but yeah, I want to have a look. Has this ever happened before? Because I've never heard of this particular rideshare ever coming up in crimes before. Hold on. Didi rideshare driver. I don't think I mean, we've all we've all heard Uber and stuff like that, but not this one. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. That's not the same company. That's Uber. That's Uber as well. I can't see any for this particular rideshare before. I can see a lot for Uber, just Uber, but I can't find anything for Didi previously. Yeah, I can't see anything for that. Well, there you go. There's always a first for everything, I guess. Yeah, nothing about the 17-year-old girl either. I hope she's doing okay, although awful crime to happen to anyone, whether you're 17 or 55. It doesn't really matter. And Lyft. I don't know if we have Lyft in Australia. Do we have Lyft? I know it's big over in your Lyft. I feel like they left the market here. I feel like they're not here anymore. Yeah, Lyft does not operate in Australia. I feel like they were here for a small period of time and then they disappeared. I'm just trying to find it. When did they shut? Lyft never operated in Australia or closed down because it never launched there. There you go. It never launched here. Apparently we have Ola, Uber, Didi, and we have typical cabs, but no Lyft. No Lyft here. What are you guys talking about? I want to know what they're talking about now. Who's she talking to? Kim? What? I think our chat's playing up again. I can't see what Kim wrote. Dub said he took her because he thought she was drunk, inebriated. They have DNA's. Well, that's probably true. The fact they did I'm pretty sure they did a sexual assault kit on her. Here, stop buzzing. Who's buzzing me? It's saying that the weather is cold. Thank you, smartwatch. I wouldn't have guessed if if you haven't have told me. Espeon said we have Lyft and Uber in Montana. You heard Chad uses Lyft? Well, I don't know if he's going too far in prison. Like, where would he go? He's like, I'm going to cell block D. I'm gonna call a Lyft to take me the 300 yards to the eatery, to the canteen. So yeah, look, that's the big one in Australia right now. This young girl, it's very, very awful. I'm just trying to see if there's another photo of this guy. You know, I disagree with this in Australia where they blur his image, but oftentimes the victim's image gets out into the public before the perpetrator. And it's like sometimes we're giving perpetrators more identity help than we give the victim. Oh, you watched the Believe Me? What did you think? I recommended that to you guys the other day. What did you think about it? I hope you thought it was good. I hope you thought you liked it. It's a very interesting expose on why women are not, well, at one point, why women were not believed by the Metropolitan Police in the UK ended up being ended up uncovering something very similar to this, where a guy driving a black cab in the UK had picked up a bunch of different women. They reckon close to 500 victims in his entire career of driving cabs could have been attacked by that guy. And at first, they didn't believe the women. They were like, "Are you sure you weren't drunk? Are you sure? Are you sure you actually went home in a black cab? You sure you didn't hop into an Uber?" Like, that's what they said. They're like, "Are you sure it was a black cab?" As if black cabs in the UK have some sort of ethereal status in the community where, yo, those people are so good. Like, they're the queen and the king. They love them. They are like the highest people in society. It was like you can't accuse a black cab of hurting anyone. It was, yeah, they were hammering these women about, "Are you sure you didn't have some drugs? Did you have drugs? Did you drink something?" And as soon as one of the women would admit that they drank something, they're like, "No, no, no. Oh, you drunk whore. That's your problem. Oh, you had 2 drinks while you were out? Whoa, jeez. You must have been smashed. Oh my god. Yeah, that's probably it. You drank too much. Had 2 wines with dinner? Oh my god. You girls just getting so plastered. You don't even know what you're doing." And, yeah, like I said, ended up being one of the craziest, they uncovered one of the largest crimes in this nature in the UK, eventually. It took years for it to happen. Marlene said, "What was she wearing?" Yeah, oh, I hate that kind of stuff, eh? I just don't appreciate it. Don't appreciate it. It's because, like, I believe that women should be allowed to do anything they want, and it's because I grew up in a lot of, female households growing up, like, with a lot of women and not a lot of men, and they're all very strong, capable women when I was growing up, and when I see these type of crimes happen, I just think it's not the right way it should be. It's almost like women also have to be humans, but they also have to deal with the fact that they're a hunted species, basically, that men are hunting them every day. It's it's a life that I wouldn't wish on, anyone. Gail said black cab drivers need to know. Yeah, they need to do the knowledge. The knowledge. It's like a test, and you have to know all the landmarks around London. So that's how you become a black cab driver. Um, so I don't have too much more on him, but I just wanted to I just wanted to at least show it to you. Yeah. Yes, I know. Dub said, "I think he thought she was on it all night, that's why he took her." At 7:30 in the morning, she was dressed for work. I mean, 17-year-old being out on a Tuesday night all night doesn't sound right. Are teenage people normally out drinking all night? I wouldn't have thought so. Gale said he loved American tourists as they were so gullible. He did. Guys, give me one sec. Sorry, had to sneeze. I didn't want you guys to hear it. Marlene said, "We are prey. I try to explain to a male friend, women have to have eyes in the back of our head." Look, I have no idea what that's like really because I'm a guy, but I can sympathize with women. I can't actually know what it's like, but I can sympathize with it. Um, all right. I want to go out to a trial. It seems like this trial has been going on forever. I don't know why. It, you know, this particular trial, I thought. Actually, I'll do Kathy's one first, and then I'll do this one. This one's got more stuff in it. Kathy wants us to look at this. What is this? Chicago? They're saying at the Eisenhower Expressway, police death investigation shuts down lanes on I-290 between 25th Avenue and Wolf Road. The FBI, DA, and ATF were involved. That's a lot of letter agencies. Let me streaming now? How many minutes ago was this? Okay, we'll just watch it.
After shutting down part of the Eisenhower for more than 8 hours, authorities have offered few details about what exactly occurred here. We know one man died in this incident, but how remains unclear.
As day turned to evening, one of the busiest stretches of roadway in America remained shut down and littered with evidence markers. Investigators in protective gear working a complicated scene as drivers recounted being stuck on the Ike for hours.
I'm aggravated. I don't think I can say what I am right now. I don't think I can say it.
The traffic backup started a little after 10 a.m. as this gray SUV with some of its windows blown out sat in an outbound lane of I-290 near Mannheim Road.
The vehicle that possibly exploded is at Mannheim, and we got cars exiting at Mannheim. That's too close right now, so we got to shut everything down at 25th.
The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office confirms one man died. All lanes in both directions from I-294 to 25th Avenue shut down as an explosives team with a blast shield and rifle drawn inspected the vehicle. It's unclear what they found. The investigation led by the FBI and ATF with help from DEA as well as state police. But authorities saying little other than there's no threat to the public. That was little consolation for drivers.
Horrible. Not only 290 backed up, of course, everybody's getting rerouted throughout the streets.
Eventually, some drivers turning around to get off the expressway.
I went to the bathroom in my car. Like completely stuck. The only reason I found out that we were stuck for so long is I Googled it.
Chris Capianis nearly ran out of gas.
I coughed here off the exit.
You were running on fumes, literally.
Fumes.
Shortly before 6 p.m., that gray SUV towed away, and all lanes in both directions reopened an hour later.
Other than the one man who died, there were no reports of anyone being injured. Over the Eisenhower, Eric Hong, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Brutal. I wonder why. Let me have a look. Let me see if I can find out. So, suspect at large, shooting at businesses, south suburbs. Okay. All right, let's have a look. So they're saying it's a place called Melrose Place. No, Melrose Park. Shooting kills Chicago man Travion Taylor in Amazon Fulfillment Center. Okay, why? Interesting. Very sad. What are they saying here? The Cook County Medical Examiner identified 27-year-old Travion R. Taylor was the man who was shot and killed just after 9 a.m. inside a parking garage that is only accessible to employees at an Amazon building located at 1825 Fifth Avenue in Melrose Park. Taylor was shot after a personal dispute between him and another man turned violent. Taylor was transported in critical condition to Loyola University Hospital and later died during surgery. Police said 2 bullet casings were located at the scene, but the suspect fled and remains at large. You would think being an Amazon fulfillment center, there would be freaking cameras everywhere, right? Those places, aren't they just full of CCTV? And I would have thought so. I would have thought there would be cameras everywhere.
Just after 9 o'clock this morning, a worker was shot at an Amazon warehouse parking garage. This was in Melrose Park. Police say the worker was shot during some sort of personal dispute, according to police, and it was between two people. A man was rushed to Loyola Hospital but died during surgery. The suspect was able to take off and is also still on the loose. Investigators say even though this happened close to the Eisenhower Expressway, the two cases are not related.
And we also have an update on a story we first told you about on our news at 11 o'clock this morning. We now know what led up to a Jeep crashing right into this Dunkin' Donuts. It happened about 7:30 this morning at Irving Park in Harlem. Police say a 32-year-old woman was trying to pull into a spot when the car accelerated and then hit the building. The driver was not hurt. Two women inside that building, though, had minor injuries. They were taken to the hospital and later released. Police did give a ticket to the driver for driving on a suspended license.
I hope I gotta think they're gonna be able to find him, the person that shot him, because yeah, it's an Amazon fulfillment center. There's freaking stuff everywhere there. Hold on, I just want to see if there is any photos of the young man. Looks like there might be ones here. There's a lot of photos online. They're saying here, after an argument led to a fatal shooting late Monday night at the Amazon distribution facility at Cortana Place, the teenage suspect turned himself into police. The shooting left 21-year-old Dalen Anthony dead outside the main building. Wait, that's a different one. That's April 30. That's not the right one. Ping. What are you talking about? It's weird. When you search that guy, when you search the man's name, it comes up with some really weird stuff. And I don't know why. Like, the search results are really weird. Yeah. No, see, that's from a year ago. I'm not sure. It keeps coming up with a completely different incident that happened at an Amazon fulfillment center. So I can't help you with a photo, I don't think. I was trying to find another one, a nicer photo, but I couldn't find it. They're just saying that there's no threat to the public at this point in time, and that the shooting was a result of a personal dispute. The fact that they know that much already, that there's no threat, this is not a random, there's a personal dispute, it tells me that they probably know already who the shooter is, because they already. How would you know it's a personal dispute? Yeah, no, there was a separate case here. I'll show it to you so you guys are not confused. When you search that guy's name, yeah, I'll search it in full. Not this one. This one. Go here. So search 27-year-old Travion R. Taylor. When you do that, it comes up with all these other cases which I don't think are related, are they? Yeah, I'll show you what it brought up. It brought up this. And there's like multiple examples of it tied to this, and I've got no idea why. I don't believe that's the guy. But it keeps bringing up this particular image and then associated with a different shooting at a different fulfillment center. I guess the algorithm is a bit broken or something. Yeah, it's odd. I'm not sure what's going on with the search results for it. And these are not even from the same place, are they? This is from Louisiana, from Baton Rouge. So that's ages away. It's not even in the same hemisphere almost. Louisiana and Baton Rouge are a lifetime away from Chicago. Is it common to get S in an Amazon fulfillment center? I wouldn't think it's common to be killed, like, unless it's an industrial death. I don't know about being killed in a shootout. I don't think I've heard too many times of people being killed at work. There was that one guy we read about last year. He died at work. It was an industrial accident. He got caught in a machine, and he died while he was at work. It wasn't anything like this. Here, I'm going to take you to ABC7 in Chicago. They put up a new update just like 40 minutes ago.
From different agencies were part of this manhunt, and despite workers being inside of the building when the shooting happened, the search for the gunman is still ongoing tonight.
Could be anywhere in the forest, at the parks. He could be in a parking lot hiding behind a dumpster.
While people were forced to stay indoors for nearly 4 hours.
I can't even pick my kids up from school yet. They won't let them go.
Multiple South Suburban police agencies set out on a manhunt.
We did a thorough search, again, with the helicopter, with the dogs, with the K9 units, and our drones.
The search continues for the gunman who Lansing police say is behind a deadly workplace shooting that took place right across the street from the police department.
I saw them blocking off the street. I knew something that happened. I have a daughter with autism. I had to make sure she was safe. Then my kids are at school. I had to make sure she was safe. Today was their Jamboree Day. Tomorrow's the last day of school. Jamboree Day was ruined. They all had to stay in.
Officers quickly responding just before 1 Thursday afternoon after getting a call of an active shooter at Nippon Paint Automotive Americas, or NPAA, which is a car coating manufacturer at 170th and Oakwood. Investigators say when they got to the scene, they found the male employee dead with a single gunshot wound. Police tell us the suspect got away on foot.
It's uneasy. You know, it used to be a good neighborhood. I thought that it was safe, me being right across the street from the police station.
And police believe this was an isolated and targeted shooting and plan to release more details on this manhunt tomorrow.
All right. So we heard at the end there the cops are going to give us more information tomorrow. I just have a feeling they know who it is. I've not seen very many manhunts like this where they're like, oh, we don't want to give you any names or anything. It tells me they're trying to track him down and then do the press conference, because that's what they'd like to do. They'd like to have this person in custody, probably not to give up any information of where they are, where they've been looking, that type of thing. So tomorrow, apparently we get a press conference tomorrow. I'll bring it to you. Kelly said the car blew up, closed down the highway, the Amazon parking lot, and now this. People having a problem with Amazon, apparently. No, I don't think it's any problem with Amazon. I think just crazy stuff is happening in the world, guys. That brings me to another thing. I hope people subscribe to this channel. If you just want to hear news and not rubbish all the time, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it, because that's what we try to do. I just try to bring you like interesting cases from around the world. That's it. And I like doing that with you guys. I like seeing what's going on in the world. That has always interested me since I was a young kid. I was that weird kid who used to like to watch the news. I was excited when the news came on as a kid because I like seeing what was going on in different parts of the world. And back in the 90s and 80s, that was the only way you could do that. We didn't have the internet and all these different overseas news and news channels and that. And, we're lucky enough we get to do that now in that way. So I like sharing it with all of you. So I would appreciate if you would subscribe and hit that like button. I don't ask very often because I just hope that people will like the content and do it themselves. But sometimes we have to actually ask. So let's see. Your grandson just moved across the country and avoided Chicago. I mean, I'm sure there's nice places in Illinois. I don't know about. I've only been to Chicago like one time, and I was there for a connecting flight. That's it. I was there for a short period of time. I've been to Illinois, but yeah, Sean, I have to actually I have to turn that off for you because it's not set up to take any payments as of yet. So Patreon has the money, but I don't have it because it's not been set up with the back end as of yet. So it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help anyone as of yet. We haven't uploaded any of the content or anything yet. So it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help me. So I will have to refund it. It's meant for the trial. We're going to use it for the trial, not really for this. We're going to hang out and do some of the stuff we can't do on this channel over there, because I think some of it we're not going to be able to do on the channel. So, yeah. So, or you can just stay, but I think I would advise you just to do it closer to when we actually go to trial. I wouldn't do it now. It's not worth it for anyone. All right. I want to continue. By the way, I don't have too much more on Henry right now. Just more riots and things going on, which is just terrible. Friggin' riots over there. You know, you know what's going to happen with these riots? Someone else is going to get killed, and then it's going to be a riot about that person being killed. And then they're going to have a riot for that one, and then someone else is going to get injured. And it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I get people's anger. I'm angry too. I don't want Henry's death to be politicized or whatever either. But I don't think going out there and hurting other people and then getting yourself hurt is a great idea either. I think all it does is give the media more information and, you know, photos and video and stuff like that. Warner still said, I like the news too, except for Watergate. I think I was a little too old for Watergate. Too young for Watergate. I don't remember that. What year was Watergate? 19. I don't even know. Watergate. I feel like it was Eisenhower or Nixon. Which one was it? 1972. Ping wasn't even born yet. I wasn't even born yet when Watergate was on the television. So I wasn't even born yet. It's way, way after my time, guys. Before my time. Jackie said, I live in Braidwood. Oh, really? You do? What's it like out there? Tell Ping what it's like. I'd like to know. All right. Oh, by the way, what we're saying about the subscribe thing, we really need the support right now. With all the crazy stuff going on in the world at the moment, some people are very, very, you know, finicky, and they're just like, oh, I don't want to support Ping anymore. So we've had a bit of a decrease. We've had a lot of increase in other ways and then decreases in other ways. So I would appreciate the support. Sean said, newspapers used to control my narrative as a kid, but what other narrative could you have as a child? There's no outlet. It's not like today where kids can pick up their phone and get any number of different opinions or views on one news story. They can get this view or that view or this person's opinion. It's a lot more of a rounded sort of look at different topics now. As back in, you know, before the internet really got going, it was very one-sided. It was whatever was in the paper, whatever was on the nightly news. That's all that really people knew. So, but now we live in a different time where we can do this type of thing. I want to go out to LA because I wonder if you guys saw this, that an actor was stabbed in Tazana out in LA. He got stabbed by his son's girlfriend, and here, I'm going to play it for you. Not a very long story, but I'll play it.
Victim in a deadly stabbing in Tarzana has been identified as longtime actor James Handy, known for his roles in Top Gun Maverick and Jumanji. Police say 44-year-old Michael Glendhill stabbed Handy, who was his mother's boyfriend, Wednesday morning. They say during his call to 911, Glendhill said, quote, I am the son of man. I killed the man of sin. When officers arrived, they found Handy had been stabbed in the chest. He was rushed to the hospital where he later died. Glendhill was arrested and booked on suspicion of murder. He's being held on $2 million bail.
There you go. Held on $2 million. Sorry, I thought it was girlfriend. Maybe they corrected the reporting. James Handy, a prolific Hollywood character actor who appeared in almost 150 films or TV series, was stabbed to death in his front yard on Wednesday at the age of 81, according to the LAPD. The circumstances behind the stabbing are still being investigated. However, police said they attended Handy's house in Tarzana, a neighborhood in LA's San Fernando Valley, shortly after 9:30 a.m. in response to a 911 call. Handy was found unconscious with a stab wound to his chest and taken to hospital by paramedics, where he was pronounced dead. The 44-year-old caller, whose police said was the son of Handy's girlfriend, and lived with the couple at the home was taken into custody after flagging down police. He was taken to Van Nuys jail, where he was booked for one count of murder and had his bond set at $2 million. Wow, $2 million bucks. I mean, it sounds like an admitted to murder, so $2 million sounds about right. So he was taken to Van Nuys jail, and he's currently not getting out anytime soon unless he can come up with $2 million bucks, apparently. So why would his girlfriend's son want to attack him? And on the 911, he said, I am the son of man. I just killed the man of sin. Seems like a strange thing to tell you, like to say about your 81-year-old stepfather, that he is apparently the man of sin. It's a strange thing to accuse. Very odd. Yeah, I'm gonna try find if we can get that 911 call. Hold on. Yeah, where is it? James Handy. Let's see. So the son's name is. It looks like the son's name is. What is it? I just had it. No, shush. Huh? It just said it to me. Good work, Ping. Apparently, I can't even type things properly. There we go. Michael Gledhill. Michael Gledhill is the son of his girlfriend, and he is the one accused of killing his stepfather. I guess that's the word I would use. Yeah, I'm going to take you to ABC6. Hopefully, they have more.
More breaking news, this time out of Tarzana. Police are investigating a deadly stabbing that happened earlier this morning along Irwin Street. The victim is a man between 60 and 80 years old. He was taken to a hospital but did not survive. Police say a man in his 40s is in custody. It's unclear if the victim and the suspect knew each other.
Strange, very strange. I'd love to know like that. I'd love to hear that entire 911 call and find out like why. Like what could an 81-year-old guy really do to deserve being stabbed in the chest? Here, does this have the 911? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take you out to this latest one.
We just learned the victim of a deadly stabbing was an elderly actor with a long list of credits.
We also know the identity of the suspect and his relationship to the victim. The stabbing happened yesterday at a home in Tarzana. Eyewitness News reporter Niku Kazori is there live with the breaking story. Niku.
Yeah, David and Colleen, an 81-year-old actor is dead, and a Tarzana man is behind bars following a deadly stabbing yesterday morning. Now, LAPD was called to the home on Irwin Street Wednesday morning after a 911 call. Investigators say the caller claimed he had killed a man. Eyewitness News has learned the victim was 81-year-old actor James Handy. He played in movies like Jumanji, Top Gun, and Arachnophobia. When officers arrived, they found him unconscious and suffering from a stab wound to the chest outside of the home. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Police say the suspect flagged down police and told them he was the person they were looking for. 44-year-old Michael Gledhill of Tarzana was arrested on suspicion of murder and booked into Van Nuys jail on $2 million bail. He lives at the residence with his mother, who we have also learned was the victim's girlfriend. And detectives say this does appear to be an isolated incident. If anyone has any information, they are urged to reach out to LAPD's homicide unit.
I don't know if anyone's got any information for them. It seems like some sort of DV or familial problem, something between James Handy, his girlfriend, and the son. But yeah, maybe Robert's right. It's a mental illness thing, but I am the son of man. I just killed the man of sin. Is he saying that because because James was not married to his girlfriend and they were having relations, that they're somehow in sin with each other. It seems like a weird thing to accuse your 81-year-old, you know, mom and then stepfather, I guess. I don't know, guys. It's a weird one, but the poor guy is not with us anymore. This guy, James Handy, appeared in over 148 films or TV series over almost 5 decades, including Arachnophobia, Jumanji, The X-Files, and Alias. Cool. I've probably seen him before. I've seen a bunch of those. I mean, do you recognize him? Does anyone recognize the actor? Here's like one of his um, things from one of the old movies that he used to be in. Does anyone know the actor or can place him in a movie or something? I mean, I know those movies, but I can't recall like him specifically. I'm trying to see if I can find a screenshot from like a movie we might know. Apparently, he was in Top Gun Maverick as well. I gotta say, I'm looking at some screenshots here from his time in TV, like on the X Files. Here's one from the X Files. I can't say that I can place him from anything. It's not something I recognize. Like when I heard his name, it's not like, oh, that's James Handy. So I don't really recognize him that much. Kelly said he's a familiar face but not name. I think he was mostly like a bit part actor, so he'd get like small parts in different things. Hey Marilyn, hey Kelly girl, good to see you guys. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Um, yeah. Very, very strange. Very strange. I think we'll find out more probably when the son is put through his first court appearance. We'll probably find out a lot more about what this. He's not even that young. So the accused Michael Gledhill, he's not even that young. He's a grown man. I think if we were talking about like a 17-year-old or shush. There we go. Michael Gledhill. Let's have a look. What is he known for? Did he follow after Stepdad? Michael Gledhill. Did he do anything? Where's a photo of Michael Gledhill? There's quite a number of Michael Gledhills, especially in LA. Is that him? That can't be him. Okay. I'm gonna just check one thing here. I just want to see if this is true or not. No, that's not it. That's not it. I can't find a actual photo for him. I really wish I could. He's 44 years old, was the primary suspect in this crime. He's the son of Handy's girlfriend who lived with his mother and Handy. Gledhill claimed he talked to emergency service and confessed to the killing, like we spoke. He's on a $2 million bail at Van Nuys jail. LAPD Robbery Homicide Division is handling the investigation. Anyone with additional information is asked to contact authorities. Hold on. No mugshot has been released by the LAPD as of yet. So we might have to wait for a mugshot. By the way, LAPD, they will not let me access their site. So that's annoying. I was trying to, they did put out a statement, but I can't get to it, unfortunately. Let's have a look. Yeah, I wish we knew more about the suspect. There's just a lot about the dad. I mean, obviously he was an actor, but not a lot from. It's interesting too that he called 911. He called 911 reporting unknown trouble. What? What is unknown trouble? According to dispatch audio obtained by people, the person told dispatchers, "Yeah, I am the son of man. I just killed the man of sin." Look, you guys might be right about what is going on here. It is a little strange, a little odd. Yeah, there we go. All right. I'm going to leave that one there because we can't really get much more. But I do want to go to a story that a couple of people sent me today, and I think it's a good result. I think this is I think it's the only fair result in this one. So I'm going to take you out to WBJ7. No, WDBJ7. I'm going to take you out there and I want you to watch this.
Did you ever think that you would be running for sheriff?
No. This was not a calculated step I've taken my entire life to get here.
Aaron Spencer made national headlines when he launched his campaign to run for sheriff of Lono County, Arkansas. That's because he's also charged with second-degree murder.
Thank you, man. When's your court date? Sorry, not till later this spring.
While he's pleaded not guilty, Spencer readily admits to shooting and killing 67-year-old Michael Fosler, his teenage daughter's alleged sexual abuser. At the time of the shooting, Fosler was awaiting trial on dozens of charges, including sexual assault and internet stalking of a child, and had a no-contact order against Spencer's daughter. Ahead of his own trial, Spencer is advised by his lawyer to not discuss his case, but his wife previously said they thought their daughter had been kidnapped that night on October 8th, 2024.
It was the middle of the night when Spencer and his wife discovered that their daughter was missing, and court documents show he jumped in his truck to go looking for her, eventually finding her in this area right here. She was with Fosler, and this is also where the confrontation took place.
All right, I want to stop there. So you heard the first bit. He had already known that his daughter was being groomed and essayed by this guy several times. It happened multiple times, and he was aware of it. He was keeping a very close eye on his daughter, but she somehow snuck out of the home to meet up with this guy. He chased after them and found that truck, and he ends up shooting and killing the groomer. Today, his charges were dismissed by the court, and he won't be held accountable for that death. But with all the bravado that goes on online, with all the people who write on, social media, and they're like, "Well, if I ever caught my daughter, you wouldn't be breathing," blah 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 blah. Isn't that basically what this guy did? Isn't that what everyone claims they would do if they found with their teenage son or daughter? Didn't he just do what everyone posts about online? So I mean, what else would you like him to do? Yeah, basically yes. A bit of she was under his control is the way I would put it. So I see a lot of people online saying, "Oh my God, that guy, he got out of justice just because he ran for authority. He's now, what did he run for? Sheriff? Just double check because I get confused between. Oh no, who won? He won the GOP nomination for sheriff. Yes, while awaiting trial for the shooting death of his teenage daughter's alleged abuser. A lot of people are saying, while he's using his GOP nomination and that to bypass the justice system, but I mean, it's one of those cases where you go, well, maybe a little bit, but at the same time, what would a parent do to save their kid? I kind of see it. Everyone claims that this is what they would do. Everyone. You see it online. There, you see it on Facebook. Like Big Mama posts online, and she's like, "If you're ever caught with my daughter, I would come and shoot you." Well, this guy did exactly that after not only a suggestion of it happening, it had happened previous times to his daughter. So it's not like that it never happened before, and this was like a guess that that was what was going to happen. It had happened before. So I mean, I don't see a problem with it really.
According to court documents, Spencer said he observed his daughter trying to exit Fosler's vehicle, but it appeared Fosler grabbed her and stopped her. Spencer said Fosler then exited his vehicle with an unknown object in his hand and lunged at him, and that's when he opened fire. His wife saying, "We 100% in the moment thought he had taken her to kill her because she was the only witness in Fosler's upcoming trial."
And your daughter specifically, how's she doing?
Things can be a little bit of a roller coaster at times. I think that's anybody who's dealt with trauma.
Just over a year from that night,
I'm announcing my candidacy to run for Lonoke County Sheriff.
When you decide to do this, you already are facing charges.
It was a very big decision, and it was a family decision.
What was her reaction?
And they were like, "You're crazy, right? You know, that's wild. Why would we do this?" Honestly, I think I was like a lot of other people where we didn't fully pay attention to what was happening in our local communities, the ramification and impact that these types of elections have at the home front here.
running against Spencer on the Republican ticket is longtime incumbent John Staley.
I'm John Staley, your Lonoke County Sheriff.
He's also the sheriff who oversaw Spencer's arrest.
I don't think Aaron Spencer's a bad person. I think that he was trying to protect his child, and there's a lot more to this case that I can't even release, that we've found, that we've worked on.
How is this case just sort of, and the fact that he is running for sheriff, impacted this community, in your opinion?
A lot of people are just saying, I would do what he did. I don't blame him. And although I can understand why people feel that way, you've got to separate your feelings when you're a law enforcement officer.
To think you can just take the law into your own hands like that and then still think you can run for sheriff, it's just weird.
What do you say to those people who are like, oh, he's just doing this to help his criminal trial?
No, it definitely hasn't made anything easier. I did what any good father would do, to save and protect their child.
He doesn't have any law enforcement background. That doesn't bother you?
Not one bit. No, he does not. When I was 5 or 6 years old, it was the first time I was molested. And that's why I want Aaron Spencer to stop things like that from happening.
There were women there who were victims themselves of sexual assault.
We've been hearing
you're the
that,
reason.
Yeah, all year, they have been reaching out to us.
Are you prepared for all scenarios in your future?
I would be lying to say I wasn't stressed or anything like that. And I think if you're going into office and you're not scared about it, or you're dealing with a trial and you're not a little scared about it, I think that's definitely the wrong behavior and attitude and thought process to have.
Hey, there we go. So yeah, as you see, they're saying that Spencer won the GOP nomination over a 3-term incumbent sheriff whose office had had arrested him on the murder charge in Lonoke County, which had roughly 76,000 residents and is heavily Republican. The court finds that the conduct by law enforcement was so egregious that dismissal of this case is warranted. Spencer's attorneys did not deny that he shot and killed Michael Fosler in 2024. At the time, Fosler was out on bond after being charged with dozens of sexual offenses against Spencer's then 13-year-old daughter. Court documents show on the night of the shooting, Spencer had woken up to find his daughter missing and later found the girl in the passenger seat of Michael's car, the one he was driving. Spencer forced Fosler's truck off the road and after an altercation called 911 to report he had shot the man. Prosecutors said Spencer planned the killing and that he could have called police while pursuing him, but Spencer pleaded not guilty and maintained he acted to protect his child from a predator. It's it's one thing. Like, I mean, we'll never know now, but would the cops have even made it in time in that situation? Would the cops have even made it out to that area to help at the time? Maybe not. He could have somehow got the daughter back in the vehicle and taken off again. Look, I don't think anyone's advocating for people to go out there and commit crimes to solve problems. But I think in this particular case, it's only logical that this is the result. I think if you tried to put this guy through a trial, I think one, it'd be a waste of taxpayer money. I think two, you'd struggle to find a jury who were considered impartial for this particular one. It's so entrenched in that area. You would have to sort of leave or take it to a different area. Everyone knows of what happened to Spencer and his daughter. Kim said he did call the cops. Yeah, but I mean, for them to get there and then them do the act, for them to rescue the girl, like for them to make sure that she doesn't get back in that car or something like that. I mean, they may not have got there in time. It could have gone very differently. Maybe he would have been killed. Maybe, you just don't know. There's a lot of maybes. So I don't know. I think there's so many people online that claim this is what they would do in this situation. This guy did it, and yeah, he was let off on the charge. I mean, like they said, there was a lot of shenanigans going on with the police department too. I don't see a massive problem with it. They're saying here, so the reason why they let it out, and this is interesting too, was there was a dash cam in the truck, and they were supposed to preserve the footage from it, right? And apparently, the camera's internal settings were not preserved, and the battery of the camera was allowed to drain. As a result, the camera went back to its default settings. When the camera was sent to the Attorney General's office for a forensic exam, the memory card that was in it when it was collected from the truck was missing. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, the camera, the battery went flat and the SD card just disappeared. That's interesting. It's weird how those things happen. The detective who collected the camera later admitted that it was not logged into evidence right away. Oh, it wasn't? That's weird. But was instead stored in his personal office rather than evidence room. Oh, really? That sounds like procedure. That sounds like what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to just let evidence sit out on your desk. Wilson replaced the original judge handling the matter of the murder case in January after the Arkansas Supreme Court removed Judge Barbara Elmore from the case, finding she had issued an overly broad gag order that violated Spencer's First Amendment rights. Yeah, so basically, because of this camera issue, that was sort of the final straw that made the judge drop the court case. But yeah, the camera just disappeared. How strange. I find that really, people talk about small town policing and how like there's nothing bad that goes on. It's just in the movies. Well, I don't know. Something tells me that it's not just in the movies. Kelly said, lazy police work at best, something else at worst. Yeah. Lazy police work at best, something else at worst. Yeah. Kelly said, when's the election? I really want to know if he wins. Let's have a look. When would he go to election? Let's see. GOP nomination for sheriff in what county? Let me have a look. I'll try and find it. Spencer. Aaron Spencer, GOP. All right, let's have a look. Let's see when he's going to go to. Okay, November 3rd of this year. So November 3, he's going up against a Democrat nominee called Brian Mitchell Sr., and that is who the county will have a chance to vote on. So it's either Aaron Spencer or Brian Mitchell Sr. And that I'm guessing Aaron Spencer would be the Republican nominee, and Brian Mitchell will be the Democrat nominee. So there you go. Wait till November 3rd of this year, and then you can see whether he wins the election or not. Do you guys think he's going to win? I think his story and everything and the way the community reacted to everything that happened to Aaron and his daughter, I think he'll win it. And the fact that the area is heavily heavily Republican already, the chances of him winning are pretty high. So I think he's probably going to win the election in November. I think he's probably going to win. It might be a close race. They're saying that the area is typically Republican and has been for years. Let's have a look. Lonoke County, Arkansas. Yeah, hold on, Sheriff. Yeah, the sheriff in Lonoke County, Arkansas is typically elected as a Republican because the county is heavily conservative. The Republican nominee has historically dominated local elections. So there you go. Um, I suspect he will win, and he will become sheriff for Lonoke County. So hopefully he'll do some good work. You know, he saw what happened to his daughter. He saw the inefficiencies in dealing with his own daughter's case against people, and hopefully he'll put that experience to good work, helping the community. I hope so. Anyway, I hope so. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to stay up late tonight. That's okay. He doesn't have to be here every night. He doesn't have to be here every day. Yeah. He was here. He was here the last a little while. He's been here every couple of nights or whatever. He comes and says hello. So yeah, I've seen him. I've seen him here and there. Okay. What else do we have? I don't know if I have. Oh wait, yeah, we have the other one. Sorry. No, yes, this one here. So Sarasota, no, not Sarasota. Yeah, here. San Diego, not Sarasota. So Larry Millette, do you guys know this trial, the Millette trial? What's going on right now? Maya disappeared, right? They don't know where she is. Her husband is Larry. And I was reading through a bunch of the text messages today between, I think it's Larry and Maya's sister. And he's basically saying things like, I know she's cheating on me. I know she has a boyfriend. I know she sneaks out and sees this guy. And that Maya wanted to end the relationship, but Larry was obviously totally against it, didn't want her to leave. She had already started to move on. She had found a guy that she was visiting with, and she was getting ready to move out of the marital home, and suddenly she goes missing. This is after Larry had even talked about spell casting to keep her in the home. He was going to make spells. It's very strange. I want to take you to an update here from NBC about it and play it for you.
missing. Her family says her husband talked openly about making someone else disappear. That's just part of the testimony during day 7 of the Larry Miliete murder trial. Larry is accused of killing his wife, Maya, who vanished 5 years ago. NBC7's Alexis Rivas was inside the courtroom as more of Maya's family took the stand and shared some startling conversations with Larry. Alexis.
Now, we have now heard from 3 members of Maya's family who all say Larry told them he wanted to, quote, get rid of the other man in Maya's life. On the stand, Larry's brother-in-law testified that Larry not only wanted his wife's lover dead, Larry wanted to get away with it. Teode Fidalvero is married to Maya's sister, Jane. So here they are walking out of court today. On the stand, he shared a stunning conversation he had with Larry several weeks before Maya vanished. He said Larry told him, quote, I want to get rid of the boyfriend. If I do it in the building, the cops will be waiting at my house, so I have to do it well. Teode said he knew what Larry meant by this, that Larry wanted to kill Maya's boyfriend, reportedly one of Maya's coworkers named Jamie.
Wow, that is a wild conversation. This is also the first time the public is learning about all of this, and it comes on the heels, Alexis, of another bombshell moment in the court when one of Maya's brothers testified that Larry wanted him to help hire a man to get Maya's lover, assuming that he meant to kill him. It all begs the question, what did Maya's family do after Larry came to them with all of this?
At the time, nothing. And that's a point Larry's defense team is doubling down on during their cross-examinations, that their actions, or frankly, their lack thereof, suggest that they didn't believe Larry actually planned to act on those words. No one called 911. No one told Maya. In fact, they all testified that they continued egging on Maya to stay in her marriage and work things out with Larry. Even after she vanished, one brother still didn't mention anything about that conversation to police. Ultimately, the jury is going to have to decide whether those conversations signal a man explicitly planning to commit a violent act or morbid but fleeting fantasies of a desperate husband.
The jury also heard some testimony from after Maya went missing. Maya's brother, JR, may have been one of the first people inside the Miliete home after Maya vanished.
That's right. JR testified he tried to find his sister at her home on January 8th. That's about 24 hours after Maya vanished. Larry let him in and told JR that he had just got home from work. Now, remember, Larry's boss testified that Larry didn't go to work on the 8th. JR said Larry, seemed nervous, like he wasn't expecting me there. Seemingly out of nowhere, JR also recalled that Larry talked about domestic violence, smacking the wall behind JR right next to his head, telling him that that action would be considered domestic violence. Then Larry told him that his phone was dead all day, and he watched Larry grab his phone from the kitchen and turn it on.
Yeah, it's a very sad story, and they still haven't found this woman. I'm just trying to find a photo of her. Give me a sec. Yeah, here we go. You know, will we ever get a conclusion to this? I'm not sure, guys. I hope so, but I don't know if it's a cultural difference, but I've never heard of spell casting as is that a Filipino type thing? Is that ingrained in their culture? But I've never heard of spell casting to try and keep someone. I've heard about it in a different context, but not this kind of context at all. Here, I was trying to find you the text messages. Where's the text messages? Yeah, here. There we go. No, that's not it. Give me one sec, guys. I just want to show you some what they were talking about in these text messages because they're a little weird, and I want to know your opinion on if this is just someone unraveling at the state of their marriage coming into decline, basically finalized. Maya was leaving. She was never coming back, and she was just trying to find a way out because Larry was so possessive over her. She was trying to do it in a gentle sort of way, and it wasn't working. So hold on. Yeah, here. Must be this one. I was reading it earlier today on KUSI. Yeah, must be this one. They're saying here on Wednesday, text messages between Genesis and Larry were presented, painting a picture of Larry's growing anxieties over his marriage woes with Maya and questions about her whereabouts. And I'll take you down. I'll go down pretty far. I just want to find this one. So they talk about how after a while, Mia had decided that she was going to go get her own place in Point Loma. And Larry had texted Genesis several times asking for help to try and convince Mia not to leave. And then they say here, he would do weird things like he would text this person and say, "What was Mia doing all night? Did she sleep? And if she was wearing her wedding band." Why would you message whether someone had slept at night? I mean, not in a kind way, like, "Did you sleep well last night?" More in like an authoritarian kind of way, like, "Did you sleep last night?" It's what? Guys, hold on. All right. Yes. So they would say things like, "Friends help you move, and real friends help you move dead bodies." I don't know whether friends help you move dead bodies or not. That's a weird thing to say to someone in relation to your wife leaving the marital home and wanting to end the relationship. That re- real friends help you move, and no, real friends help you move dead bodies. Then they're talking about how Genesis is encouraging Larry to meet with a pastor, talk to the church. And they're saying here, talk about how, the separation is going to go. And then Maya's trying to talk to other people, saying that she wants basically a separation from Larry. Larry goes on to put a phone into her car to try and track her movements. That's how desperate he's becoming, because he knows that she might be seeing someone. And he's like, "Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a phone into her car." He wasn't very clever though, because he forgot to turn it in. He forgot to turn it on silent mode, and it was vibrating in the car. And that's how she found it. So someone was calling it or texting it, and she heard it buzzing. Not super clever if you're trying to stay really stealthy and track her, which is not a great idea. Don't do that. Don't be that person. And they're saying here, I want to get down to the spell casting bit because it's a little odd. So they're saying here that Larry is spying on Maya in a truck with someone else. Larry told Genesis that he caught Maya and sent her several photos of the truck. He told Genesis that he had them followed and was debating whether he should go up to them and confront them. Genesis advises this is not a good idea and told him to let it go. Later that day, Genesis said that Larry and Maya went over to her home where they packed up Maya's belongings and moved Maya out. She said on the stand that they did not talk much and that Maya looked like she had been crying and was looking down at the ground. It's always great body language from a female when they're crying and looking down at the ground and won't make eye contact. They're saying here, Larry said, "I told her that I would report this AM if she doesn't want to move forward to fix our marriage and if she continues to plan on separating." And then he said she became angry. And then he said, "I told her my intent is for her to lose her job and I get custody of the kids." And then Genesis says, "You don't mean that." And Larry says, "She loves her job. I'm tired of being her doormat. She needs to be humbled." It's a great way to speak about someone you love. Genesis says, "But I thought you want to keep the family together. If you report, then you only keep the kids, no more Maya. How are you going to live without her?" Larry said, I do, but I don't want to share custody. Going to figure it out. I just want the kids. Yeah, it's very possessive language. During an annual New Year's Eve trip to Glamis in 2021, Genesis testified that Maya told her that Larry often tried to be affectionate with her, but she just can't. She also told Genesis that she was going to divorce Larry and that she had to stop answering Larry's texts and calls because anything you say will be used against me. So Genesis was sort of like the family mediator. She would listen to Larry, she would listen to Maya, and she would often sort of be a listening ear for both of them. And they're saying here, Maya also told her, if anything happens to me, it will be Larry. That makes sense because no one else wanted to hurt her, just Larry apparently. And they said here, according to Larry, Maya allegedly had an A word that is associated with a baby. In text from Larry presented by the defense, Larry said it really hurt when May brought home a pregnancy last night and that she would not tell him if she was going to get an A word. In the text, Larry asked Genesis not to tell anyone. In reference to the text messages between Larry and Genesis on June 10, 2020, Ryan referred to text messages in which Larry said, despite Maya saying she had been at Walmart that day, there were no charges from the store on her credit card. Genesis testified the next day on June 11th, Maya had confessed that she had forgotten her wallet and had not gone to the store. Ryan said that Maya had been gone for approximately 2 hours. A few days before Larry caught Maya in the truck at work and she moved out of the Genesis home, Ryan asked Genesis about the testimony she had made about Maya being sick and couldn't even get up that day. She testified that Larry had texted her that Maya had had the A word. It was not discussed during the trial who the potential father of the baby was, but in later texts from Larry, he described his marriage with Maya as sexless and loveless. It just sounds like bad all around. It sounds like there was possibly the baby wasn't even Larry's. It sounds like she was already 1 foot out the door into a different relationship and had serious thoughts. She just wanted to end it, but didn't know how to end it with Larry being all over her, to the point where she said, like, she's talking about how Larry is trying to have sex with her, basically. And she's like, I just can't. I don't want to. And she's like, saying that she doesn't want to be with him anymore. I just want to find this bit about the spell casting because it's just bizarre. And he's texting Genesis again. Hey, can you text me if she's wearing her wedding ring when she gets to Genesis' home? Like, that's so weird. Let's see. Here. Larry said to Genesis, it's real. We are all God's creation, even spellcasters. Okay. He says, just trying to justify it. I'm really desperate. For real, though, no lie. I've been thinking about apprenticing under a spellcaster if I can find a good one since Friday. Only the white magic, no black or voodoo. I mean, that's the boundary in spellcasting, isn't it? It's whether you only do the white magic. Genesis said, what do you mean, like become a spellcaster? Larry said, I just want to know and be good at a couple of spells that maybe I can perform on my own. Larry then sends Genesis a photo of him and Maya with candles lit around it and several objects that look to be part of a spellcasting attempt. And he says to Genesis, I'm just really desperate, Jen. You know that. Genesis says, I completely understand. Larry says, I'm just hoping no negative energy comes back and makes it worse. Genesis said, no comment. I'm too scared to even imagine. You know I'm a scaredy cat. That's why I only watch them on TV. Larry said, "Yeah, I was hesitant, but if it can help, I'm willing to sell my soul. Maybe I shouldn't say that." He also describes how he had discovered that Maya had discovered he had hidden subliminals around the home, which are essentially messages in the form of white noise played at frequencies believed to be capable of directly entering the subconscious mind. The concept is associated with spellcraft. That's the bit I wanted to talk to you about. This white noise. Have you ever heard of this before, where someone might put messages in a frequency that maybe you either can't hear or can't decipher, and it's apparently supposed to infiltrate people's minds? This guy was really at the sort of, I don't know where he was. It's he's tracking her with his phone. He's doing this sort of white noise. I want to know how this works. How would you put it around the home? He says, Larry saying that Maya had discovered he had hidden subliminals around the home, which are essentially messages in the form of white noise played at frequencies believed to be capable of directly entering the subconscious mind. How on earth does that work? Messages in the form of white noise. All right, let me look this up. I want to know how on earth you would do this. Okay. But what device would you use? Okay, so it's telling me you make verbal messages like on a phone or something or a microphone. You blend these words with white noise. The message volume is kept extremely low. The audio targets specific thresholds. The conscious mind hears only noise. The subconscious mind decodes the hidden words. And they're saying here, if frequencies are completely outside the human hearing range, under 20 hertz or over 20,000 hertz, the ear cannot physically register them to send signals to the brain. If the message is mixed into white noise just below the conscious hearing threshold, the brain can register the stimulus, but its power to change behavior is highly limited. And they're saying here, concepts like solfeggio frequencies or binaural beats claim to alter brainwaves, but rigorous scientific data supporting direct subconscious reprogramming through these frequencies is lacking. So they're saying here it could be a placebo effect. Most self-reported success with white noise subliminals comes from users' expectations of change and not the audio itself. I still would like to know how you actually do it. How would you actually? I know you would message it on the phone, but it said he had several around the home. Would you buy like a little MP3 player, or? I'm just trying to see like how this would work. Okay. They're saying like you can use like a Amazon Alexa, something like that, or like one of those little tiny speakers like this. Like that, and you would like place them around the home and make them play the message. I don't know, guys. Do you think that actually works? I mean, this guy was pretty desperate to keep his wife. I'm not sure. I think if you're at that end of the spectrum, trying to keep a relationship, I think you're just grasping at straws. I don't think there's anything left. I think if you're at that point in time, it's either going to be a wholesale change in attitude from the other party, or it's just over. You can't force someone to be in love with you. You can't force someone to want to stay with you. Nothing you do besides a wholesale change of like behavior or intentions or something It's not going to work. So I mean, I know this guy was desperate to keep his wife or whatever, but I don't think this was it. So we go from spell casting in a traditional sense to some sort of white noise messaging, and then we go to Maya disappearing. So what was that breaking point? What made him hurt her, allegedly hurt her? I'm really not sure, but I'm guessing he tried all these things and she just made her intentions clear that she wanted to go and he wasn't letting her, basically. They're saying here, that Larry kept taking photos of Maya despite her not wanting to. The DA said during the discussion that at one point Maya even apologized because of the photos that Larry was taking. They're saying the district attorney said that when Larry would try to kiss or get close to Maya, she would politely decline. There you go. It sounds like a woman who just wanted out. It's yeah, it sounds like a woman who has had enough. It does not sound like a woman who was ready to try again or to get back into this relationship at all. So this trial will be very much like the Samantha Murphy trial, where there's a lot of evidence, but there's no body, and that is part of the problem that they have. They're going to have to present a really good case, which I think they have so far. I'm just not sure. Like, you got to really hold on. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I just want to check what charges. So he's been charged with the first-degree murder and is also charged with illegal possession of an assault weapon. So not just spellcasting, he also had an assault weapon. He's pleaded not guilty to all charges, and following delays, his trial is currently now underway in the South County Superior Court of California. It's a no-body trial. The prosecution is pursuing the murder charge based on extensive circumstantial evidence gathered during a comprehensive investigation, even though Maya's body has never been recovered. So that is what's going on. And today they were just continuing to go through these text messages and, detail his sort of mindset around the time. There's a photo of him and her there. Emma said, "It is the same as quitting smoking. You must want that self in order to work, or drugs. Person must want it, otherwise it won't work." Yeah. Why would you want to force someone? That's the thing that I never understand in these type of cases. It Whenever we read about them, it's always by force, and it's like that's never like. Do they never realize that's never going to work? You can't force someone. They're never going to be happy. You can't force them to want something. That's not how humans work. And it's almost like their own problems, like their personality problems and that, override their sort of thinking because they're not thinking straight. A normal person understands that you can't force someone to like you, just like when they would have got together originally. No one could have forced them to be together originally, right? It had to come from both sides. If one side wants it and the other doesn't, then that's a crime, but it won't happen. The same thing in divorce or separation. You can't force that other person to come back to the table and be a part of the family unit. If they're already one foot out the door and gone and seeing other men, it's over. Like, it's done. And, you should have more self worth than to go puppy dogging after her. Let her go. You should have more value of yourself than to be like, trying to chase after her and stuff. Like, just let her go. That's the best thing you can do. Normal person, yes, but we're not all normal. Well, I think we read about a lot of not normal people, Sean. McSpunky said, can't day drink unless you start at night. Mountain Beast said, so true, it takes 2 to say yes, but 1 to say no. That's right. Try being a nicer human. He did not sound like a very nice guy. And I wonder if we'll hear more during the trial about how possessive he may have been throughout their relationship, not just near the end of it, but sort of all the time. So I'll give you the background. So we didn't clear it very long, but they're saying here from May 10th, 2020 to the end of June of that year, Maya had moved in with Genesis and her brother to get away and get some space from Larry and clear her head. During this period, Genesis testified that her communication with Larry became more frequent, with him reaching out to her almost daily to vent about his marriage and ask for help in repairing the relationship. So that's what all these messages are from. And you can see as we went through them how more frantic they get. The more he thinks this marriage is disintegrating, he gets more desperate and, just erratic. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else here. Da, 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 da. Here. Larry describes Instagram messages between Maya and an unknown man, her staying out at a bar until midnight, and Maya allegedly getting a tattoo with a man from work. He said in the text that Maya gets angry when he mentions a midlife crisis or hormonal issues. If there's a good way to get a woman upset with you, it's to blame whatever action she's doing on a midlife crisis or hormones. That's a great way to get her back on your side. I'm surprised she didn't annihilate you when you said that. He also mentions God several times and apologizes for bothering Genesis with his messages. And at one point, Larry Wright said he'd rather share Maya than be apart. He said, "I'm that desperate." I don't think you have an open marriage, buddy. I don't think you have an open marriage. I don't think she wants that either. Thavi said, "Hey Ping, I got the best Aussie chocolate bar, Kit Kat with Aero on top." They're pretty good, right? We have them here. Yeah, the Kit Kat with the Aero. Yeah, Kit Kat. These ones here, I'll show it to you. Is this the one that you got? These ones like this? They look like a... Why can't that go bigger? I can't go bigger for some reason, but are they like the ones that you got? They're pretty good. They're pretty good. I like an Aero. Aero is one of my favorite ones. Actually, Aero, if you can get Australian chocolate, get this one. Hold on. This thing is like freaking crack. Ping buys them, and I'm like, I'm not allowed to have very many. I'm only allowed to have one a week because Ping will just inhale them. This is a new one. It's Aero Caramel. This thing is literally like freaking crack. It's so good. It's almost like a butterscotch or it's not really caramel. Yeah, it's more like butterscotch. And geez, it's so stupidly good. It's very good. Kathy said, I don't think we have that here. Yeah, it's sort of like this. It's chocolate but with bubbles in it. Did you buy Kit Kats on the Polish black market? Is that what you did, Thavi? Did you buy Kit Kats on the black market? I wouldn't put it past Thavi to do that. Yeah, try and get the caramel one. The caramel one's so good. It's ridiculous. Yeah, the Kit Kat ones are not too bad. There's got the chocolate and the mint. They're all right. They're not too bad. what else do we have? Ah, we have this. Hold on. There's a new one that just came out, and for you Americans, you might actually like this one because I know there's a lot of Nesquik fans in America. We have Milky Bar Nesquik, which is like strawberry Nesquik mixed with like white chocolate. It's pretty good. So I'm sure Americans might like that because it's got the Nesquik in it. But yeah, that one's pretty good if you can find that one too. Cost Plus Market sells international food. Ah, I didn't know that. No, it's not Rice Krispies. It's air. So it's like air bubbles within the chocolate. So imagine chocolate with air bubbles all through it, and it provides like a unique texture to it, like a texture. Yeah. Hey guys, give me 1 second. 1 second. There you go. There you guys go. Think of bubbly chocolate. Yeah, that's probably the best way of describing it. So yeah, I hope you can find that new one. That new one's pretty good. So yeah, I'll try and make it bigger. It's just yeah, it's just like little air bubbles in the chocolate and that. So that's why they call it aero because it's aerated. That's what it is. All right, let's see. Um, avocado? I'm not doing anything with an avocado. Chipmunk said, I found the best chocolate bar ever. I bought it for an Xmas gift. I ended up eating it. That's the danger of buying things for other people that are very tasty. You may just eat it. Let's see. Gail said, I think it's slightly different in the UK as our chocolate melts faster. Yeah, different thing. What happened? We sold Spain to the UK. Now all the people from the UK are going to move to Spain. That's what happened. Thavi said, I think Cost Plus has an error bar. Give it a go. Give it a go. So yeah, there is your update. By the way, today was National Donut Day, and Friday tomorrow or today for you guys will be National Donut Day. Go to one of your local bakeries and get a free donut out there. I think Krispy Kreme and a bunch of others, Dunkin', are doing that today. So you guys can go do that. I think. Give me 1 sec. We're almost done. We're winding down, guys. I'm just trying to have a look at something here before I say our final words. Who's emailing me? Yeah, Sean, I think we've seen those before, buddy. We've seen those sprays before. I think we've had them on the channel before. Those spell casting ones. I can't remember what we were talking about for it, but we talked about them before that they have these. They also have them in Jamaica. In Jamaica, they're really popular. I don't know what they're called, like blessing sprays. Yeah. But I don't think that's really what he's talking about. And normally those kind of sprays, they're more for like money or good luck or something like that. They're not really for like relationships and that type of thing. Yeah, I can't find the one I'd like to show you. Yeah, like this. Money house blessing offering spray. Indian spirit. So yeah, I don't think that's the type of spell casting that he's talking about. I think he's talking about like some sort of witchcraft, like proper witchcraft, like with items and saying things and herbs and offerings, that type of thing. I don't think he's just like, I'm gonna go buy a can of spray and Maya will stay with me. Yeah, I don't think that's probably what happened. So I don't know what you guys think, but you guys tell me what you think happened to Maya. I gotta think that something reached a boiling point and he killed her. I don't know if he killed her in some way first and then worked on um like getting rid of her, but so far since she disappeared, she hasn't like they haven't found her anywhere. She's been missing since January of 2021. That's ages. And no one has come across her body or remains as of yet. I sure hope they do, but so far, no luck in actually finding out where her body might have been put. Let's see here. So I'll just give you this bit. Maya was last seen at the family house around 5 in the evening on January 7th, 2021. She had called the divorce attorney earlier that day. The following day, Larry was observed on video backing their Lexus into a position where the rear of the vehicle could not be seen on camera. Larry claimed that he drove the Lexus to Solana Beach with one of their children that day. The vehicle was later impounded by the PD. Maya's relatives came to check on her on January 8, but were told by Larry that she remained locked in a room by herself. Locked in a room by herself. That's a good excuse for why you can't see her. They're saying here, when they returned the following morning and insisted Larry open the door, they found the room empty with no sign of Maya. Her sister then filed a missing person report with the Chula Vista PD. On January 9th, Larry spoke to a neighbor saying he took the Lexus to Anza Borrego Desert State Park and asked the neighbor to detail the vehicle. And they're saying Maya Millette is presumed dead. They're saying they do not believe she is alive. And it was sad. A little while ago, skeletal remains were found in Orange County, and a lot of people thought it was Maya, but it ended up being not her, and it ended up being a male. So, yeah, very sad. Sad. She's been missing for a long time. They're saying here that he admitted to having an argument with Maya in 2020. And beginning on February 3rd, 2021, Larry hired an attorney and stopped cooperating with police. In April of 2021, it was reported that Larry wanted to hire someone to kill the man he suspected Maya had an affair with. In May of 2021, Larry's remaining firearms were seized by police based on a gun violence restraining order due to the unsafe environment they posed to his children. His children reportedly knew the passcode to his gun safe, and a photo was presented showing his 4-year-old son standing on a table surrounded by firearms. So there you go. He's got a lot of bad things surrounding the case, and it doesn't take too many jumps to kind of think about what happened to her. You know, I'm guessing an argument broke out one day and went too far. Kathy said, so what is it like shortbread cookies? No. What's a biscuit? A biscuit is a cookie, sort of. Traditionally, a biscuit is harder than a cookie, and a cookie is softer. But sometimes they can be used. Sometimes people call a cookie a biscuit, and sometimes people call a biscuit a cookie. They're just sort of like interchangeable words. A biscuit is a UK and Australian word for a cookie, basically. Biscoff? No Biscoff. I don't even like Biscoff. Oh, Biscoff, not a biscuit. Oh, Biscoff is like a spread. I don't like it. Mrs. Ping likes it, and she always buys it, but I freaking hate it. It's like a worse version of caramel. There you go. It's traditionally it is a spiced cookie. So there is a spice cookie called a it's a is it a Luberkuchen or whatever? No, it's a Speckle. So it's a Speckle biscuit, and it's a traditional European biscuit, and it's got spices in it. So you can now know why Ping doesn't like it. I don't like anything with spices. Not like that anyway. I like chili and curry and stuff. Spices in this way, like I don't really like it. They normally look like windmills like that. Biscoff is just a brand name Speckle or whatever you want to call it. So there you go. Yeah, they make biscuits of it too. They also make ice cream. You guys ever seen the ice cream of it? They also make these. They have them in Australia. Don't know if they sell them overseas, but they have Biscoff ice cream, but whatever this is, they sell them here. Like gingerbread, but different. I actually like gingerbread. I don't like specular. Specular's got more spices, more like, yeah, just more spice, a harder spice on it. Hold on. Sorry, I'm gonna cough all the time. Kelly said, "Don't they have Biscoff cookies?" Yeah, they do. Gail said, "Not as spicy. I like gingerbread better than I like a Biscoff. Not a fan of Biscoff. It just tastes like caramel, but worse caramel. Like I love caramel. I'd rather have the caramel than a Biscoff. I just think that like a Biscoff cookie is too far in the caramel direction, and not far enough in the specular spice cookie direction. And I think that it's just trying to be more mainstream than, say, a traditional windmill cookie. So that's why I don't really like them. Lisa said you can get it from Macca's in ice cream now. Really? I don't go to McDonald's. I haven't been to McDonald's in since I did the trial last year, because that was like the only place open around around the trial. I used to go to McDonald's for lunch, and that was the first time I'd eaten it in 20 years, something like that. I don't eat fast food ever. Never, ever, ever. All right. It is a long weekend down here. King's birthday, I told you, where we get our ceremonial swords and head out to the statue of the king and lay our allegiance to the King of England. And that's what we do on on the King's birthday weekend. Okay. We don't actually do that, but that'd be so fun. But we don't have that. We don't have ceremonial swords or anything like that. But yeah, it is the King's birthday long weekend. I will hang out with you for the long weekend, but I'm thinking of taking Monday off. I'm thinking about just having a day off and I don't know, doing something. maybe going out and do something fun with Mrs. Ping or something. I don't know. Just trying to enjoy the winter a little bit. So we might be away on the Monday, off having fun somewhere. Lisa said, "Long live the King's birthday." Yeah, everyone's happy because they get the weekend off. So no work on Monday for anyone. No work on Monday. Gayla said, "Sleeping." Actually, I just got, because I'm doing the gym stuff, I just got a new, what do you call these things? Like a fitness watch or something. I just got one, and I've been tracking like my sleep with it, and I'm surprised at how shit my sleep is. I was shocked. I thought I slept really well. Nope. According to the watch, Apparently I go into REM and out of REM, into REM and out of REM, like every 20 minutes, like into REM, out, in, out. And I never get like true REM for like an hour and a half. It's like every like 20 minutes. Yeah, good night, everyone. Good night. A Fitbit. This is not a Fitbit though, but yeah, like a Fitbit. All right, we're going to get out of here. Have a fun night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. So I'll be here for Friday, Saturday, and maybe just not Sunday. I think we might go try do something interesting and enjoy the long weekend. All right, I'll see you tomorrow night for Friday night with everyone. Good night, everyone. Bye.